is happening, Magnusites? So, apparently, there is some sort of controversy going on with Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet, also known as Superman and Lois Lane. Apparently, there was a kiss while filming that happened after the director shouted cut. So I've seen comments, people saying that, her husband got played, she made a fool of him, what's going on? Is there something going on after, everyone goes home for the night, you know what I mean? So let me take a look at this. I found a few news articles, just clicked on this first one. I recognize this name. Superman actors go viral for carrying on intimate scene after director shouted cut. Superman stars David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan have gone viral after appearing to continue a kiss scene after the director called cut. Corenswet's debut as Clark Kent received a largely positive reaction from fans and critics after its release last month, which is good news. After the backlash of replacing The Witcher star Henry Cavill as the iconic comic book hero. However, online chatter about the film has since been overtaken by talk of a dynamic between Corenswet and his co-star, who plays love interest Lois Lane. This comes after the behind-the-scenes clip showing an intimate moment between the characters that made the rounds online. In the clip, which has been viewed 37 million times after being shared on X by user Gods and Mortals, shows both Brosnahan lean in to peck Corenswet on the lips while in character. Superman director James Gunn can be heard saying cut, which is followed by Brosnahan leaning in for a second kiss just moments after. Take a look at the moment below. All right, let me click into this. And let me expand the screen. All right. It's only 3 seconds here. Let me take a look here. Come on. Come on.
Got great. Okay. Got great. Okay.
I don't know if that's anything to make a big deal about. What it looks like to me is maybe she was supposed to be kissing him, and then he yelled cut, and she was already. I don't know if that is anything. The seemingly innocent moment between two characters and character has since exploded across social media as people began to speculate widely about the exact nature of Brosnahan and Corenswet. See, now here's the thing. When looking at it, I'm wondering if she was supposed to be kissing him in the first place. If she wasn't supposed to be kissing him in the first place and she was just going in for kisses, now there's an issue. How do people date an actress, man? That wrote one person in response to the clip. I was just about to say. That's why I don't date actresses. Could I possibly, after having a discussion? Because a lot of actresses end up playing someone's wife, someone's girlfriend, someone's love interest, and you eventually have to kiss them. Or you have to do a love scene. And I say have to, but I don't mean really have to. With me, my agent had asked me, what I was willing to do. Everything from taking your shirt off. I was like, yeah, shirt off is fine. In underwear. And I was like, no. He has to be naked. No. Love scenes. I said no. Kissing. I said maybe. It depends and how. Because, I mean, look, I'm just not about, listen, you get to play opposite good looking women, but I don't think that I really, I've heard too many stories about Hollywood and just Americans, period, how so many people have the gift that keeps on giving, and it's down there too, you know what I'm talking about? And, you can get it from just touching a person, which, is, yeah, if they're having a flare up, you touch them, is a possibility to get it. So then let alone kissing them, especially if I'm in a relationship, yeah, no. Then at that point, I don't. There was something that I was going to be in, and in the future of it, they wanted me and this particular character to fall for each other, and it never came up because we didn't get to that part. But I was going to tell the director, if it does go that far, I'm not doing love scenes, and if you want me to kiss her, I want you to do it in a way to where, it's not going to be no tonguing down, maybe a peck, something like that. I'm not, because it just didn't feel right. And at the time, I wasn't even with nobody. But I just, once I got into acting, I was like, okay, there's just certain things I'm not comfortable with. You know what I mean? Especially if I was married or dating somebody, and then I don't know. It's like, I don't know you. Some guys jump at the chance, but I haven't had a hard time getting women or dating women. And I think a lot of guys that get into acting that maybe aren't so good with women, when they get a chance to kiss them on screen, if they're not really good with women, they jump at the chance. Anything they can get. But, it's not like that for me. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? But whatever. Says, I could never get married to an actor. Why are you kissing after cut? However, others weren't convinced at the moment was anything of concern. See, that's what I was saying. As Brosnahan's kiss comes very quickly after Gunn says cut, suggesting that she may not have had time to react. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I ain't going to throw her under the bus. I'm sure they have some type of sexual chemistry. I remember shooting this, a small thing years ago. I don't even know if it's on YouTube or whatever anymore, but I was supposed to be having some type of office romance with somebody. And the director said to my girlfriend at that time, she was like, talking about, directing us and how it was cool and how we were good. But she was like, no sexual chemistry whatsoever. And I didn't say nothing about it. But then in the car on the ride home, I was like, no. I was like, she was cool. But, outside of it, I wouldn't step to her, ask her on a date or nothing. She just wasn't my type. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you need that sexual chemistry to make it believable. And then they did make it believable. You thought they were in love. You thought they cared about each other, at least, So, yeah, I think it's nothing burger. 10 million subscribers. Woo!